Gabriel had absolutely no reason to lose this fight. Hello, Miraculous fans. How are y'all doing? Today, I want to talk about something that's been weighing on my mind, and that is Gabriel had absolutely no reason to lose this fight. Now, let's backtrack for a bit. There has been so many moments where Gabriel was just a sorry villain getting outplayed and outsmarted by kids. And yeah, Ladybug is pretty impressive, no doubt. But the fact that this 14-year-old kept beating this grown man for almost 10 years is wild. And yet, even with all those L's, there are some moments where I genuinely think he should have won. And this fight in particular stands out to me. This is season 5, episode 26, Recreation, the last day. This episode was so controversial. Some fans loved it. A lot more fans hated it because this episode sidelines Adrien. This is his father's arc coming to a conclusion, and Adrien is not even there. This was his chance. This was his fight, but he's absent. All this is done so that they can give Marinette the final stand down against Adrien's father. Interesting choice. Interesting. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash Marinette or anything like that, but the truth is Adrien should have been there. Instead, we now get this arc where Marinette currently spirals into lying, and honestly, it's just painful to watch. I mean, in Lady Chaos, it was just brutal. They have Marinette doing the most, and all of this could have been avoided if Adrien was just brought in sooner. But let's talk about the fight itself. Okay, so in season 5, episode 26, Gabriel loses, and he loses for no good reason. Okay, so let me break it down. Gabriel had the perfect arsenal. Gabriel had 15 Miraculouses and still lost. How does that work? You need to be a different level of sorry villain to lose with such a set. Like, how much of a loser do you have to be dealt such a perfect hand and still lose? You are the king of L's. This is the true potential man here.
And you know what's gonna be on your tombstone? Loser.
Okay guys, I'm gonna have to pause for a second and I'm gonna have to be completely honest with you. I don't think Gabriel losing was entirely his fault. And you're probably surprised by that considering what I just said about him. Now, let's get into the reasons why I think that. Okay, so when you think about it, Gabriel was basically a god in this fight, and yet he loses to Marinette using the most random of random objects. Yeah, I'm not kidding, bro is literally a piano victim. But the choreography was surprisingly great, don't get me wrong, but logically this fight does not track and nothing about what happens in this fight made sense to me. Now people will say, but dude, Marinette had like the two most strongest Miraculouses, Creation and Destruction, so it makes sense that she won. But I don't fully buy that. Even the show's creator doesn't treat the Miraculouses like they're exponentially stronger. Physically, everyone is on equal footing. It's about the powers. That's the real difference. And Marinette barely used Cataclysm. Most of her wins came from Lucky Charm and improvised objects. So this guy with all these powers just lost. If you're even searching it, you could say that Gabriel had the perfect counter for everything Marinette did in that fight. Dude literally has the Snake Miraculous for second chance. This guy could literally go back in time and fix every mistake he made in that fight. On top of that, he also has the Goat and the Tiger Miraculous. Basically his form of creation and destruction, like Ladybug herself. But unlike Ladybug, he can create what he specifically wants. With the Goat Miraculous, he could choose what he wants to create, and with the Tiger Miraculous, he could literally destroy things with super punches. Some people might try to say that he was fatigued, sure, but like when you watch the fight, he's not acting like someone who's barely holding on. He's moving just fine, thinking clearly, using multiple Miraculouses, so even that excuse falls apart. And that's the problem with this show. It's like every time a character is on top of their game, once Marinette steps in, all logic and strategy fall apart. As dumb as Gabriel was, there were moments where he had some big ideas, and the times when he had some smart ideas. But whenever Marinette showed up, these ideas were just watered down. Even that whole system where you could use miraculous powers without giving the miraculous away, that was genius. It showed me that he could actually think ahead and strategize and use his resources properly. Where was that guy during this fight? With how frequently this happens in the show, it starts to take away from how impressive Marinette actually is, because it starts becoming a thought at the back of your head. Like, yeah, I know, everyone's being nerfed so Marinette can look cool. Was the show trying to tell us that Marinette deals with such mediocre people, that's why she seems so impressive? I would hope not. Because I don't want to lie to you, if Gabriel had lost with 4 Miraculouses, I would say, gang, that's on you. You had 4 Miraculouses. That L is yours. You lost. That's on you. But when you lose with 15 Miraculouses, can I even say you lost? I don't even know how does this even happen?
How? 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 I don't know!
Dude had 15 plus powers, and some of these Miraculouses don't just come with one set of abilities. Are you forgetting that the Dragon Miraculous allows you to be a water bender, an air bender, and a lightning bender? Like, how do you lose with such a set? Like, are we all forgetting just how hacked out some of these abilities are? This is what we call getting done dirty by the narrative. Can you imagine if the script was flipped that Marinette had 15 Miraculouses and she lost to someone with 2 Miraculouses? Do you think anyone would accept that? Do you think that would make sense to anyone? No. They barely have her lose with just 1. Imagine if she had 15 and they made her lose. Nobody would accept that. And I pray that they don't keep on doing things like this, because if Marinette beats Chrysalis with 2 Miraculouses and Chrysalis has 15, I would not accept it. I didn't accept it the first time, I won't accept it the second time. Because the Gabriel we saw here wasn't even using half of what made him dangerous. He had teleportation, yet he didn't control the battlefield completely. He had the ability to rewind time, yet he didn't reset to try and fix any mistakes he made. He had multiplication, yet he didn't decide to overwhelm Marinette with numbers. He had elemental control, and he didn't think to just flood the area or strike it with lightning or disrupt everything. And that's the craziest part. He could have combined all of this, and that's what really gets me. So when I watch this fight, I'm not seeing a fair fight. I'm seeing a character being held back. And that's why it doesn't feel earned, because this isn't Marinette outsmarting Gabriel at his best. This is Gabriel not being allowed to be at his best. And when that happens, it breaks the tension, it breaks the logic, and honestly, it kind of breaks off the payoff of the entire season. Because this was supposed to be the big climax, the final confrontation. Everything was leading up to this moment. And this is not me saying Gabriel should have won, but it's just so blatantly obvious he was nerfed in this final fight. And it just makes you wonder, what was the point of even giving him all these Miraculouses? But yeah, they nerfed one side so the other one could win. Okay, when you start to think about the abilities he absolutely had no reason to lose. But I'm not gonna hold you, Gabriel was low-key kinda dumb though. Like, he does say some questionable things in this fight.
Who's the fool here? He who has 15 Miraculous, or she who recklessly jumped into the Monarch's den?
Don't you, Gabriel Agreste!
Oh, how did you know?
Ignoring all that, this is where my real problem with the show comes in. It's not just Gabriel, it's the fact that whenever Marinette steps into the room, everyone else suddenly gets dumber, and that's the pattern, because we've seen Gabriel be smart at times, we've seen him plan ahead at times, and we've seen him put things together at times. Like that whole alliance ring setup where he could use multiple miraculous powers without even giving them away. That was high level thinking. So why is it that when he fights Marinette, all of that disappears? And this is why I keep saying this fight could have been so much more, because with the arsenal he had, there's no way you can convince me he should have lost in that position. To me, this fight is the equivalent of Miss Hound versus Cat Blanc. The only difference is the script says Cat Blanc is getting put belt to. Oof, okay. With the way this fight commences, you would think that Marinette is the one with 15 Miraculouses and Gabriel is the one with 2. So I'll say it again, loudly and clearly. Gabriel Agreste / Monarch was nerfed in this final fight. And Marinette won due to plot armor and them randomly making Gabriel not use half of his powers. I've said my truth. We're basically nearing the end of this video, and I still had some opinions and some thoughts I wanted to share, but I was too tired to edit, so I decided to add in what I normally add at the end of these videos. These are like my time-lapse videos for the people who watch till the end. Okay, so I'll proceed. So a while ago, I saw a tweet by Thomas Asterisk that made me laugh a little. He said, "I know I sound a bit partial, but the only team that could realistically beat the Miraculouses is the Justice League with the Trinity in it." There's never a dull moment with Thomas Hastic around, because there's no way anyone could see this tweet and actually believe it. Like, the only way I could forgive someone believing this is if they only watch Miraculous, because man's out here talking about teams, bro. Bubbles alone from the Powerpuff Girls would bully everyone in this verse. She's out here ripping people's heads off. I could make a whole video just listing characters that could beat the Miraculous.
Expose him! Expose him!
Seeing this, it's like, my guy, your most strongest villain, your most stacked character had access to all these powers, all these Miraculous, and still lost to a teenager throwing random objects. What do you think would happen if you put him or the other Miraculouses in other universes? Like, you can't be for real. Like, seriously, why are his average takes so controversial? All jokes aside, because I really do think the Miraculouses and the Miraculous are very powerful. It's just that Monarch's terrible performance here puts a massive hole on how powerful I think they all are. Now, as for what you're looking at the screen, this is me redrawing Marinette's drawing, because the first one to me looked awful. It looked really bad. I mean, this drawing had me thinking maybe I should just put the pen down and pick up the keyboard, because this is clearly not for me. So yeah, I redrew Marinette. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. I really appreciate it. I know I haven't been uploading consistently because recently I moved and things have been all over the place, but I'm back and I'm gonna be posting more and more. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you agreed with anything I said, or even if you disagreed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I'm always open to hearing different takes and opinions. Overall, thank you for taking the time to watching this video. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.